It's the Cool Kids Club. You've been invited to the Cool Kids Club. It's so exciting, yeah. Justin likes monsters, yeah. And Amy likes words in the Cool Kids Club. Cool Kids Club.
Hey, everybody, and welcome back to the Cool Kids Club, episode 138. I am one of your hosts and one of America's favorite siblings, Amy.
Heyo, Amy.
Heyo.
I'm Justin. You know me.
I'm familiar.
I'm the other one, but
you're the
I'm
other
not.
one.
I'm not here today, Amy, to talk about myself, to talk about
No.
me, or
And I'm not here to
even talk about you. Because I'm so excited. We have a first-time guest on the show. Like I'm not. Like let's not pussyfoot around this thing.
Yeah.
I got one of my best buddies
Yep.
in the whole world here finally on the show.
Yeah.
And so, Amy, why don't you introduce us to our special guest?
All right. Well, allow me to introduce you all, the world, to our good friend, Harold. Harold, say hello, would you?
Hello, world. Hello, Cool
Hello,
Kids
world.
Club. It smells like Fruitopia and Dunkaroos in this Cool Kids Club.
Ooh.
You sent those out for me?
It's a candle that I made.
Oh, it's a candle, of course.
Justin, do you have your Kool-Aid jammer this episode?
No, I decided I still have some Kool-Aid jammers.
Okay,
I will
good.
say, but I decided on a more appropriate beverage, which maybe
Mhm.
we'll get into here in just a second
Mhm.
for tonight's episode. Since I like to drink beer.
Sure.
And
Out in the alley with your friends. Well, Harold, you're not just our friend. You are my coworker as well.
That's
so
true.
to give
That's true.
you
We're
like
friends
a
by
proper No, we just to give a very brief history, Harold and I have been, we've all been friends for going on 15 years.
It's been a minute.
Harold and I met almost 15 years ago at an old job that we used to have. We worked together for 2 months, and he moved down to Nashville to be with his now wife, Katie, who we've also mentioned on the pod before. And
who may or may not be a guest.
I didn't know if you wanted to tease it or not. I didn't know.
Well, guess what? It just got teased.
Maybe by the end of the year, you might get to meet Katie as well. And Harold and I we became instant friends. We have remained friends for 15 years. And as of last year, we are now working together again. So Harold, together again. So Harold, you are you're a class act. You're one of our favorite people on earth. And you were the first person that we thought of when we decided to do this topic today, which is King of the Hill. And can you talk a little bit about why our first thought was, let's see if Harold can come on the pod? Talk about King of the Hill.
Sure. Well, first off, before I do that, thank you both for having me here on this awesome episode of Cool Kids Club.
We've been trying, just sidebar, we've been trying to
know.
get Harold on the show since
Mhm.
pretty much the beginning.
Yeah.
And he's always
said no.
said no.
Yep.
Every time. And I was like, we're going to do
Yeah.
King of the Hill. And I was like, I feel bad for not asking Harold,
Yeah.
but he's going to say
I mean,
no.
we already
And then
had
we
a
asked him, and here you
Playhouse
are. So,
episode
Well,
without
just
you,
sidebar.
so it
I'm
didn't-
so glad you're finally.
I appreciate that. And yeah, like it's been it's taking y'all some time to wear me down, but here I am.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I resisted the offers to be on with when you discuss Weird Al Yankovic.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm such a Weird Al fan. I was at a Weird Al tribute show literally last night.
Yeah.
I'm a little hoarse today from singing along to the Food album, which was played live. Yeah. So, and let's see, what else did I resist? What about Bob? Anytime you talked about Pee Wee Herman, I really had my heels dug in.
You're just sitting over there with your earbuds and listening, just seething.
Just like, oh man, I've got
as if
something
you
to
don't
say.
have an open invitation.
Yeah. They've never
anyway.
asked. Can't believe they never asked me to be on.
I'll tell you something, and maybe there's somebody out here that could relate to this, but it all has to do with living with anxiety.
Yeah.
Oh,
And-
I know something about that.
Yeah, so now I'm nice and medicated, and like I don't really give a shit. That's the other thing.
So
I don't care.
that's what changed. I thought
Yeah,
maybe it was like
Lexapro.
something special about the topic, something
Yeah.
special about us, and you were like, "No, I'm just
like
the chemicals in my brain are better now.
Yeah, everything is working. No, seriously, I will answer the question. I really will answer the question, but that is why it took so long for me to get here.
Sure.
But yeah, King of the Hill is the best. It is my favorite show.
Mm-hmm.
And the truth is, I didn't grow up watching this show.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, maybe I'll just take a pause, and nobody knows who I am except Katie. It's listening to this. Probably April. But I'll tell you a little bit about where I came from and like why a show like this would resonate with me when I did come around to it. So I grew up in central Kentucky in a really rural small town place. And I grew up with parents that were pretty strict, had very traditional values, had a hard time adjusting to the changes that were happening in the world. So I'll tell you something else. They also, it's crazy. They did not allow me to watch shows like The Simpsons, like all my friends did.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Yeah.
But
The Simpsons
we also
was very edgy, I don't. We were allowed to, but I don't know that our mom totally approved.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely one of those adult shows.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Amy.
No, I was just thinking about that too, how I think maybe Katie has actually said before that she was not allowed to watch The Simpsons. And she didn't grow up in as strict of a household as you did. And so I remember thinking that's surprising because, I mean, our mom was kind of strict, to be honest, with what we watched. And there were certainly things she was like, no, you can't watch that. So it always surprised me. But yeah, I wonder if mom maybe didn't. If dad really liked it, so dad watched it with us or something, but we got away with watching The Simpsons, and it wasn't something we were sneaking.
And you're probably better people for it, to be honest. Like, you know, I feel like that's like a whole like cultural thing that's just completely in my blind spot. Yeah, I totally missed out on it. Amy.
Our video games, honestly, of being younger, because we weren't allowed to do video games.
That's our infamous blind spot.
Our
like I think about like the Disney Channel was a big part of my like cable,
and we didn't have
childhood.
That.
Y'all didn't have that.
Yes,
so I think we kind of all have it, but like The Simpsons is one of those things that like honestly today, save for maybe one or two episodes of the Tree House of Horror or whatever the hell it's called, that's the only Simpsons I've ever watched.
That's crazy.
I know, that is crazy that you never went to it as an adult.
I know, but it's so overwhelming now because there's so many seasons. And
honestly, if you're gonna do it, and I've wanted to do it recently, and this is kind of a sidebar now, but I would just do like the golden years. I mean, I would say through like 7, 8, 9, somewhere in there. Because
7, 8, 9 seasons. Okay, no big deal. No, I'm with you.
I mean, there's more seasons of that than King of the Hill.
Oh yeah, for sure. But anyway, I'm just kind of saying that like The Simpsons came through like in the like cultural zeitgeist and kind of made a name for like adult animation. Yeah. And it came on Fox, and it was kind of like anything that was on that show or on that channel that was for adults. Like my parents were just like hard X. You're not.
And I think it was partially Fox too, because Fox is like Married with Children. Like Fox had those like edgier, trashier.
Can I tell you all something that is like
anything you
like
want,
really niche and nerdy to me, but is shockingly relevant to what we're talking about right
now?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I usually am at any given point watching like through old wrestling and stuff. I keep a server. And I have a lot of that old content. And usually I'm just watching through. I'll watch through this show of this year. And right now I'm watching through a show from 1994. And they're all, of course, these have never been available anywhere to stream. And they're all old VHS rips. And a lot of them have the original commercials and all that in it. And all of that I've been watching lately, it's taped from the local Fox affiliate in New York. So all the Fox commercials are on there, and you're absolutely right. It's like 90210, Married with Children, The Simpsons, and even the shows, Martin, I think, Martin, Living Single, it was edgy
and Living Color.
That was Fox, I believe.
Maybe.
I remember seeing it in syndication on FX. So that would make sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Somebody.
Like everything's. It's very sexy.
Yes,
it's very sexy.
Turn me on now.
And even though, like, I don't remember thinking that Simpsons was. I mean, Simpsons was still family friendly. It wasn't
Kinda.
sexy, but it was like Bart was like a little asshole
Wait,
kid.
Simpsons wasn't sexy? Disagree.
Yeah.
You like Marge's hairdo?
I like Marge, just Marge.
Just in general.
Okay, fine. I'm gonna watch The
Usually-
Simpsons if it's that sexy.
That's a woman. That's a real woman right there. Anyway,
That is a real woman. But yeah, you're right that it completely like changed the game for adult animation.
It really did. And I mean, you got Homer Simpson, and I know this is a King of the Hill episode, and I'm not here to talk
we're
about
getting
but,
there. We're getting
But
there.
like a Simpsons, you got Homer Simpson. He's drinking a Duff beer, right? Am I
Yeah.
right? Is it a Duff beer? Because I haven't watched
Yep,
it.
that's
Yeah, you know, like that's not something that Beulah Burdette, you know, may she rest in peace, my mother, would have approved of, right?
No,
There's no way her child who watches the many adventures of Winnie the Pooh in the morning,
The
watching a
Gaither
cartoon where they're drinking.
Gaither hour
it
or
just
whatever.
doesn't compute. So my mom really had like, it was really my mom more than my dad. My dad didn't really understand, but my mom really said no to that kind of programming. But then it's funny, we had cable. I'd watch literally anything. If I really wanted to watch The Simpsons, I probably could have. But
Yeah.
I was also very just kind of like, you know, just locked into the rules that my parents set for me in some ways. But all that to say, I didn't watch these kind of shows, and I went off to college and graduated. And it's about as soon as I graduated from college, I ended up sharing an apartment with my hetero life mate, Zach Pencil, who I think, Amy, you've met once before.
I have, yeah.
And Justin, you might know him just through lore, I guess.
I've probably heard tale.
He's a great guy. We ended up he was the best man at my wedding. So like I said, we're very close. But we were sharing an apartment, and then about 3 doors down was my friend Paul. He was very much like the Kramer to you know, the Jerry situation in our apartment. He would come over all the time. And one day, Paul literally walked over with a stack of like season 1 through 4 of King of the Hill, and that's the activity he wanted to do. We were going to watch King of the Hill, and I was like, I don't want to watch that shit, you know. But you know, I was in a good mood, so we watched just like the pilot episode, and man, it just really grabbed me right away. I think we flew through 2 or 3 discs of that show just over the course of a weekend together. But like me and Paul and Zach sitting around on the couch, honestly, me and Paul having a few PBRs and watching that show, like that's really what it was about 2009. So that, like,
around the time it was ending.
Around the time it was ending. That's exactly right.
Sure.
I'm getting on board.
You're like, yeah, something new to discover that I can watch for years to come.
But you know how exciting, because you're like, oh man, a show I really like. There's 13 seasons.
There's 13 seasons to watch.
Oh my God, I was like Scrooge McDuck and his little vault of coins.
Let
all
me
those
dive
episodes.
into my pit in the King of the Hill episode.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I was torrenting back then. You know, sorry, police officers. I torrented the whole series.
I'm contacting the FBI. Right?
Oh, okay. Yeah, go.
They're
right
on their way.
Okay.
You'll be.
We'll keep it running until they get.
Until
here.
then, yeah.
But I downloaded the whole series and put it on a flash drive, and then like when I would like travel somewhere, I'd bring my computer and I would put the flash drive in. And I'd just pick like right up where I left off. It wasn't streaming anywhere.
Love that.
Like at the time, and streaming wasn't really.
A thing. It wasn't. We were still getting Netflix in the mail.
Yeah. Oh my God, we are ancient. Lord God.
Oh yeah.
Dusty old bones, full of green gas. Anyway, that's your first King of the Hill reference for the episode. But that's kind of how it started. Mm-hmm. And anyway, I think what really resonated with me is that here you've got these central characters. They are from the rural small town South, right?
Yep.
They love their community. They love their state. And they care about each other quite a bit, even when they annoy each other quite a bit. They still are showing up for one another. Mm-hmm. And I loved that. Also, it is so incredibly funny. I rewatch this show all the time, and I rewatch some of the episodes I want to talk about, and was cackling in the den just out loud. Mm-hmm. The lines I've heard dozens of times. And it's just one of those shows. The other last thing I want to say, because I know that we need to move on. But the last thing I want to say about this show is just my own observation. I think that it is for everybody. You know how Dolly Parton is for everybody? It doesn't matter who you voted for. You probably love Dolly Parton with all your heart. I think that if you have really sat down with King of the Hill, you really love it. It doesn't matter if you voted for the current president or some other guy that ran. You love Hank because he's a person of integrity and you understand him. He is a traditional. He has a hard time adjusting to like modern change. Like we all know that person that's having a hard time getting older.
I was just gonna say, I appreciate that they don't turn that into like a caricature too much with Hank.
No,
like
they don't.
He isn't like, he does grow over the course of the show, and that they don't like, that's a funny shtick, you know, of just like, oh, he's I mean, he's still uncomfortable with things changing, but like I appreciate that they don't make that like, oh, he's just this guy that never modern society is below him or whatever. Like they don't keep that
You're
on
totally
the whole
right.
show.
He is certainly not always like the butt of a joke. He can be sometimes.
He can be.
But my whole point is that with this show, if you talk to somebody that loves it, they either love it, I think, for surface level reasons, or they might love it because of the like nuances of the messages behind each episode, because there's just so much satire and like hidden messages that are not just exactly like surface level. So that's what I mean. Like it's for the person, it's for the more intellectual person, and it's for the people that are just trying to drink beer and laugh about these four hooligans in the alley, right? It's just for everybody.
It's layered. It's like an onion.
I think that like it's very. I think one of the things that makes it special is how authentic it is, because it's all of these characters in this town is derived from his years growing up around people like that, and these feel, every character in this show, maybe not every, all the major characters very much feel like real people. Like these are the kind of people you encounter in everyday life in the South.
Absolutely.
And Texas specifically. And I think that that's something that I think probably like TV executives didn't always understand that. And despite it having like a long run and being very successful, it got dicked around a lot by the network, and they didn't want them to do certain things. And I think especially in the beginning, they were like sort of unsure how will this be marketed, like a really authentic Southern Texas kind of family. Nowadays we think that's trendy, but back then it was like, how is this going to be received? But I think its strength is that it's so authentic, and it's not making fun of these people. It's
not at all.
These are real people who really are like this. They're like this.
And like everybody has good characteristics and everybody has bad characteristics, just like real people. Like it's just very like, and I feel like with The Simpsons, like they're set in Springfield, Illinois, so they're very like Midwest, but that's not really a big part of the show. Like the setting.
I feel like the point of the setting of The Simpsons was that it could be anywhere. It didn't really.
That's exactly right.
Was.
So it's like
you need mountains.
Any
you
family,
need mountains for
whatever.
An episode. You got mountains. You need a beach. You got a beach.
Yes, but with King of the Hill, the setting is so important because of like what you talked about. There's such like a there's such a pride from their community and where they come from, their county and their city and their schools and their state, and it is
Texas, Amy.
It's
they
Texas.
Don't let you forget it.
Yeah, and
Cowboys.
So we've done a lot of like pontificating on the show, but maybe listeners have not necessarily seen the show. So Justin, do you want to give us a little bit of like a setup of, we've talked about the setting, but like talk a little bit about who are we following? Who are the main characters?
Right. So it's set in the fictional Arlen, Texas, which is like kind of designed after it's similar to Garland, the towns that Mike Judge grew up in. There's
Suburbs
a couple
of
different
Dallas,
ones.
right?
Suburbs of Dallas, suburbs of Houston.
Yeah.
And the main character, of course, is Hank, voiced by Mike Judge. And he's the kind of patriarch of the Hill family. And I feel like we were talking about, the Simpsons take, for instance, and how Homer's an idiot. And that's like a big sitcom trope, is the dad is an idiot. And I mean, not talking anything about the Simpsons, but I think that it was kind of unique that Hank is like such an honorable, he's an intelligent guy. Like he loves what does he love? Probably God, family, propane, and the Cowboys.
Oh, and beer. Don't forget beer.
God's guns in this goddamn country.
He's just like, he's just such a square.
Yeah. When you say that,
he's lame,
this is Hank's show, right? Like there's an ensemble cast.
He is the main character.
It's him, and it's like anybody else that's in the show is there because of Hank, right?
He is the king of Hill.
He is the titular king.
The titular king.
He would hate that word.
He wouldn't like
make it so
all.
Uncomfortable.
Yeah. He's very all-American in like a, kind of just like, I don't know, like I feel like he wants simple things in life. He wants his yard to look good. Absolutely. He wants the Cowboys to go to the Super Bowl. He wants to
sell propane and propane.
He wants to sell propane and he
wants to do a good job. Also,
he wants to do a good job, and he expects other people in his life to also be honorable. And
totally,
I mean, and they are constantly not. Specifically, like his friends, they're constantly like, those like Dale and Bill are better people because they know Hank. Do you know what I mean? Like they would be in jail. Bill would be dead. Do you know what I mean? Like probably literally, like
Boomhauer, he'd be fine, but
Boomhauer would be fine.
Boomhauer would be fine.
And something that I like, we're talking about Hank's wife Peggy, who is begrudgingly, she's just like one of my favorite characters because she's so fucking ridiculous.
I love her.
I love Peggy.
I'll hear no slander.
I'm a Peggy Hill apologist, but I like that, a lot of times you have you talked about like the big lovable idiot, and then like the wife is really hot and smart. They're both really smart.
And the wife's a shrew also, or like
yes,
like a buzzkill.
Like never wants to have sex or anything. And not that Peggy Hill is the opposite of that, but like Hank and Peggy are
She's
very
the female version of him.
Yes, they are. She is the female. Like they're very intelligent, and Peggy is actually very intelligent. She's not
nearly as intelligent as she thinks she is.
Correct. That's correct.
She is overly confident. Her confidence is completely unfounded.
It is the most unearned confidence. But with Peggy, for some reason, it's because you see the human side of her so often that you're just like, and she's so deeply insecure about certain things, and it's like she's like overcompensating. But yeah, I love that it's like Peggy's kind of like, I wouldn't say she's like mannish, but she's like, she was in the softball team. Like she's not overly feminine.
She's not often portrayed as like, she's not like super sexualized all the time.
Right. What compared to Nancy.
Like she's in like a sleeveless shirt and culottes. Like
she's got giant feet, and they're not even the same size shoe. Like that,
But I was just watching the episode with his diminished glutes, and she was saying again unearned confidence, and she was like, she's like, Hank, you're right. I just don't understand because, as we all know, I've got it going on back there. It's just, God damn it, Peggy.
Can I tell you something?
She does have got it going on back there.
Indeed, she do.
She do got a shape.
I think she can get it. There's an episode where like there's like a dream sequence or something, and she's on a horse, like and she's like in like a suit of armor or something. She takes off her helmet and shakes her hair out, and it's just like the light all around her. It's like, oh wow, yeah, like Peggy Hill Bay. I think she might be Bay.
Peggy needs to different glasses and a different haircut, and she would look like a totally different person.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Like it's the hair ages her, but it's like she's not portrayed as like shrewd or sexless or any of those
No.
things, but she is so like the female version. They are a perfect
She
match.
is a confident substitute Espanol teacher,
Espanol.
That's right.
which is one of my absolute favorite gags. Is her
Yeah.
horrible grasp on the Spanish language.
Oh my
despite-
god, we gotta talk about that.
When she accidentally brings that kid back from Mexico.
Yeah.
Oh,
on
the
the field trip.
kidnapping.
When she
Yes!
kidnaps the kid because she doesn't understand basic Spanish. Yes.
I was watching one. I don't remember what episode it was from, y'all, but just to talk about the point that she doesn't know Spanish that well,
Uh-huh.
right? She said at the dinner table, talking to Bobby and Hank, she says, "Bobby, you've hardly touched your arroz con chicken."
God, it's like every time I watch it, there's just new lines that I forgot about or didn't realize, like that. Your
I
roast
know.
con chicken. Well, anyway, so we got Hank, we got Peggy, we have their only son.
I have to say, I don't know how you guys feel. My favorite character on King of the Hill has got
Let's all
to
say
be
the same.
Bobby.
Bobby,
It's
right?
Bobby.
It's Bobby, right?
It's
Bobby.
obviously
Bobby's
Bobby.
the best.
It's
I've
obviously
said this so many times to Amy over the years. We've talked about Bobby so many times.
Mhm.
I feel we are all Bobby Hill. Like in
Yeah,
some,
There's
we are
some
all, like we
sometimes
are
Bobby
grouped.
Hill
Like
hits real close to home for me.
Mhm.
Sure.
Like in like a, oh my god, I definitely said something like that when I
Uh-huh.
was 12.
Or you definitely entered your dog into a dancing contest.
I'm not above it.
It's a good episode.
That's a good one.
Yeah, Bobby is all of us. Bobby has some of that unearned confidence, but it works for him.
Because
he's
he's so
12.
charismatic.
He's
It's-
very
that's
charismatic.
the thing, is he's awkward, but he's not insecure about being awkward. Like
not often,
he's-
yeah.
not
Sometimes,
often,
but not
sometimes.
often, yeah.
But like I mean, he certainly can be bullied, and it is sometimes bullied.
Yeah.
But he, more often than not, is kind of like a class clown. Like he
Yes.
owns it, and he is that, and that sort of confidence. Sometimes someone comes along to take him down a peg,
Yeah.
but he's not a loser or anything. He has friends. He has
He's very well liked.
like he has,
And he's also has a really
girls
good
like
heart.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Gosh, he even has a girlfriend, right? Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Connie, yeah.
Yeah,
And he has a good
he
girl.
has a couple different
Yeah.
lady
little
friends
love interest
over time,
yeah.
and for as a husky boy myself, you love to see it.
You
Yeah.
do love to see it.
Yeah,
Oh,
husky boy
yeah,
love
Bobby is-
everyone.
Bobby is truly my favorite character.
And I
And
feel like we can't, I don't want this podcast to just be us sitting here like, remember this, but also like, remember this.
But also, that's my purse. I don't know you.
That's my
Yeah.
purse. I don't know you.
Yeah.
I'm your little candy.
I'm your little candy man.
We're in the chocolate. I mean, he's just and there's something so like honest about Bobby, like in his
Oh,
in his awkwardness, like and when he has moments
He's
of
very
like
earnest,
really,
yeah.
can I give
like-
an example of that honesty?
uh-huh.
It's right up top in, I think, like that second episode. Peggy walks in and asks Bobby what he knows about sex. Again,
Uh-huh.
Beulah Burdett would have hated this show.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
already.
Yeah. And he says something like, I know a little bit. And she's like, well, what are you worried about? And he goes, I'm a little bit afraid of being a slut.
Yes.
And like, could you imagine? I don't know if your mom listens to this. Justin, what if you said that to Donna Juan
Like when you were 12.
when you were 12?
Now
I
she
don't
wouldn't
think it would have.
care.
I don't think she would have come down on me that bad. I think she
Okay.
probably would have laughed.
That makes my skin crawl.
Well, no, I would have said it, and but
Mhm.
she wouldn't have like she would have not probably made me feel weird about it. But
No,
then
she
it
would have
would be
thought it
one of
was
those things
funny.
in retrospect. When I remember saying that, my skin crawls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
one
know,
of my favorite Bobby moments, and one that I think really like can sum up who he is as a character so much, is his little speech that he gives Peggy in the episode where she's got the porn directors making the weird movie about her feet, right?
The foot videos.
Yeah, and he gives
girl.
Yeah, I think it's that episode, and he,
again,
she's feeling
Harold's
down
mom
on
is
herself.
not digging this.
No, she is not.
No,
Beulah
no.
is
She would rather no. And she's really down about it, and he says something. He's like, do you think that people don't, tease me or whatever? And he's like, about being fat, and like he talks about like, so I'm fat, so what? Like I'm also funny, and I got a girlfriend, and he like goes on and it's just like that little speech he gives is just so emblematic of like who Bobby Hill is, and he's like, totally. Yeah, but I've got like all this other, like I have all this stuff, like who cares about this like one thing about, I don't know, like he's just so confident.
It's such a healthy outlook.
It is so, and it's just like I think about that all the time, and I'm like, what 13-year-old boy like thinks like that? Bobby Hill is just, he's next level.
Bobby feels his emotions.
He does.
He's
not
very sensitive.
He's a very sensitive. He's just
much to Hank's
boy.
Chagrin.
I mean, I really feel like the core of the show. If Hank's the main character and the best character is Bobby, then I feel like the core of the show is the relationship between those two.
It definitely is.
When you like everything else, it's like that's the main story.
It does feel to me like Bobby's just as important to the.
Yes,
eventually it does. Yeah, in the show. Yeah,
they're kind of
because
like
that dynamic
two sides of the
so
same
good.
cord. Yeah. Like obviously, like I feel like Hank, like Bobby is one of the I don't know, like his friend. Hank's friends drive him nuts. He and Peggy get along pretty good, but like there's always this like friction with him and Bobby a little bit because Bobby is so different than Hank and so different than what Hank thought he was going to have in a son. And so it really, I mean, they obviously like love each other, but there's always that like, it helps Hank grow a lot, I think, having Bobby as a son. And also like Bobby takes things more seriously having Hank as a dad. And like, it's just such a good like relationship. And I mean, we'll talk later a little bit about like the new seasons that they're doing where Bobby's an adult. But like, I just love to see that relationship. And I think you're right. It's like the core of the show is really the 3-person family, but really
it really is the family unit more than anything. Because you think about, like I said, I think it's Hank's show, but Hank is Bobby's father. That's a huge part of Hank's identity, right? And he's also Peggy's husband, another very important piece of who he is as a person.
Right. Yeah. And he wants to be really good at both of those things because to be less than good at anything he does is like not acceptable.
You're an American man, and that's what you do. Is you get a wife and you have kids, and you almost got that taken away from him because of his dang old narrow urethra.
His dang old narrow urethra.
God, they were able to have their beautiful Bobby, and that's what you do. You be a good husband and a good father, and yeah,
just. This is not, but you saying dang old. I rewatched the Megalomart blowing up episode, and when Boomhauer's like on, and he's trying to tell him, and he's like doing his normal, and they're like, "I'm sorry,
Megalomart."
And he's like, "Dang old Megalo."
Yo, I can think of one just as good as that, and I think this might be a good segue to the alley, right?
Yes.
But let's start with Boomhauer because we're talking about him. But there's a moment in, I don't know if y'all remember, like the 3rd episode of the show was the Order of the Straight Arrow, in the episode, Hank has taken Bobby and some of the boys out to like go through this like sort of rite of passage thing, right? And the guys, his friends, all come along. And in the episode, Bobby accidentally kills a whooping crane, or thinks he kills a whooping crane, and a park ranger, and it was very rare, and a park ranger shows up and says, "Hey, we had a tracking device on that whooping crane. It's within 10 yards of this campsite." And it's like, "Do y'all know anything about this whooping crane?" And they're all like, "Oh, I don't know anything about it, sir." Like whatever. But Boomhauer, he just goes, "Oh, dang old whooping crane, the little boy went out there with the dang old Womatanya, dang old, came back, dang old killer, man. Just right there in that cooler, man." And like the whooping crane was in the cooler, right? And that's what Boomhauer had told him. The park ranger just looks at him, kind of blinks, and goes, "Well, if y'all see anything, just be sure to let me know." Like, he just confessed. He just said exactly what happened. And they're just like, okay.
You know what I love, though, is that all the main characters can understand everything he's saying, but it's like the outsiders.
Clearly, it's like Boomhauer is sort of a one-note character because it's almost like Kenny in South Park, at least in the old South Park, where it was like the gimmick is his voice is muffled, so you can't hear him. Yeah. So he's like he is the fourth character, but he's sort of one note. That was kind of how Boomhauer is.
Yeah,
he does. Yeah, I always like when there's a Boomhauer centric episode. Like,
yes,
they're so
they're so rare. Yeah,
they are. The one where he ends up floating down the river and ends up in like the mental hospital is it's so fucking funny.
The one where they have to tell Boomhauer that like they're confessing that they threw his car in the quarry.
Where the flashback episode. Yes, that's a good one.
So I think while we're talking about Boomhauer a little bit, let's talk about the Alley crew, who are the other sort of main characters besides the family. Now, I want to kick off this conversation. I mentioned a special beverage, so I want to kick off this conversation in true King of the Hill fashion. There we go.
I opened one too.
Love it. I have an Owala full of water. It'll be a little ASMR.
Well, I've got some water too, because it's important to stay hydrated.
It is important to stay hydrated. Yeah.
Yeah, so we mentioned Boomhauer. Boomhauer is he's sort of the most limited because of the gimmick of Boomhauer. You see the least of him. But
I'm not even sure what he does for a living. Do y'all know what his occupation is?
That gets revealed in the very last episode.
In the final episode, at the very end of the final episode, in like the last montage. You see his ID, which not only tells you his first name, which is Jeff.
I remember that. Yes.
And his ID and his occupation, which is Texas Ranger.
That's crazy. That is so crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like he had time to be a Texas Ranger. Like, That's Boomhauer is always by his nature mysterious, because you're never quite sure what he's saying. You never know what he does for a living. You don't always. He's like this, he's
an enigma.
The ladies love this.
He's like this Texas enigma. The ladies love him.
They love his
name.
little
Good luck
shagging
finding
shack
him in the phone book. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I remember like when he's gonna have a lady over, it's like a disco ball that comes down.
The Dido
lighting. He's got the robe. He's got the leather. The leopard like Speedo kind of thing.
Yeah, he's like a womanizer, ladies' man. He's got the Dido ready to go.
Don't play the Dido. Please don't play the Dido. Please don't play the Dido. Let's talk about Bill.
Yeah, that's way more
Bill.
Talk about Bill Dotrieve.
Knowing that I'm surely the Bill of my friend group. Like it's not that I am him, but I'm probably the most like him.
No, I don't think that's true.
I need evidence, sir.
Yeah,
you are strong. I love Bill. I'm a Hank.
You're a Hank, baby.
Yeah, you're a Hank. You're both Hanks. Yeah.
I'm a Dale.
That's maybe the nicest thing anyone's ever said.
Yeah,
to me.
you don't even know my real name.
You don't even know.
No, I love Bill. Bill.
Me too.
Yeah, he's so pathetic.
Bill is incredibly pathetic. Yeah,
and I just want good things for him. But if good things happen to Bill, is he really Bill anymore? That's so much of his personality is just being a sad sack.
Yeah.
A loser.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
He is, like I said, he is alive today because of Hank in many senses, literally.
Definitely. He would have drank himself to death, probably.
This crew of friends is the reason that Bill has anything to get out of bed for.
It's all he has.
And his job is an army barber.
Yeah.
Which seems pretty part-time. I don't know.
So funny.
I imagine they only have I imagine it's not every day you got to give haircuts at the army base. I mean, maybe a couple days a week.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which
I imagine
allows him a
he's-
lot of free time for things like drinking and eating.
Yes.
So true.
Yeah, and hanging out in
And
the alley.
crushing on Peggy.
I mean,
I love
there's
that he
a
has a
weird
crush on-
crush there. So I've been rewatching some of the episodes. That sprung itself up pretty early on. Amy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like in like episode 2 where Peggy gets picked to teach the sex ed class.
Oh yeah.
And they're all standing in the alley, and Hank like begrudgingly admits that it's going to be Peggy teaching the class. Substitute teacher of the year 1995
Yeah.
or whatever, 96.
Yeah.
And then they all changed their tune because they had been like, "Oh, we're gonna find this person. We're gonna make their life hell." But Bill's like, "Oh, well, yeah, she's gonna learn everything about sex. You're gonna be married to a woman that knows everything about sex. Hank, think about that."
Yeah. God.
They just totally misunderstand what that means.
And I'll be
Bill,
honest,
no.
she's not great to Bill. Like,
No.
ever.
No.
Like, and I get it because he's weird and creepy.
She gets him into the pyramid scheme, which is sad.
But she she does kind of hurt him. Goes out of his way to hurt him a couple times.
But she also makes sure that he's taken care of when like Hank and Becky went out of town for something. Like Bobby had to like kind of babysit him.
Oh God, I remember
that's-
that episode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Bill Bill had a lot going on when we kind of learned his backstory. You know, he was like a big deal on the high school football team. He was a jock. He was hot. He had a big full head of hair.
The military ruined his life.
No, the military didn't ruin his life. Lenore ruined his life.
Well, but the
His
military
love for Lenore.
That, but also remember the episode where you find out the military was doing all those like experiments on him and like fucked up his like body and stuff. And then also Lenore, yes.
And Lenore. Yeah.
His love for Lenore.
Remember when he tries to become Lenore? Like
that
Christmas episode?
That's
all the pretty dresses, I think.
That's maybe the most uncomfortable episode.
That is like might be the only one I skipped.
Like it's the one. It's so like
hard.
It's so it kind of goes to too dark of a place.
That's the one where he literally is gonna kill himself. I mean,
he has like a straight psychotic break. There's a couple
starts
where
doing
I'm like
impressions of her, like with his voice and everything. Wearing
he starts
her
dressing
clothes.
like her, the pretty dresses. That's that one. Whatever.
It's dark.
It is dark. Yeah,
it's darker than the Mrs. Wakefield one, which we'll get to.
I think it's a Christmas episode too.
It
which
is.
Also adds an extra layer
of
darkness. There's a couple Christmas Bill episodes. There's the one where he takes in the homeless teens or whatever.
Yes.
They're living in his Christmas village and he keeps in his yard like way past Christmas because Bill doesn't. Anyway. Bill has a rough time with Christmas, I think.
Yeah, I think Bill struggles around the holidays.
Bill struggles around the holidays. Harold, tell us about Dale because
you're a self-proclaimed Dale.
Dale is, I think, the best of the friends.
Dude, Dale is just so freaking funny. There's so much about him that, like, I think he knows that he's funny. That's one thing, because like he will dig and like kind of make fun of Bill and Hank every once in a while, bust their chops. But then there's so much about him that is funny, and he has no idea that it's funny.
Yeah.
But Dale, he's this guy. He's like he's an exterminator. He owns his own. He's a small business owner. Dale's Dead Pest.
Dale's Dead Bug.
Dead Bug. That's one.
He looks like Hunter S. Thompson.
Yes. Oh my gosh, absolutely. He's got a great big orange Mac hat on and like aviator like mirror style.
He looks like a cigarette. He's shaped like a cigarette with a hat on.
He is. That is
and like a
so
beard.
He's shaped with like he's a big cigarette with a cigarette hanging out of his mouth.
Absolutely. He always
and a little bit of a beer gut. Yeah.
Yeah, he always has a cigarette dangling on that lip there, you know, and he talks real slow.
Mirrored aviators.
It's almost like a Matthew McConaughey kind of like
bit,
rhythm to the way that he speaks, but it's also like higher pitched and kind of raspy. Like, I blame the media blamers, like that kind of thing. But he's a conspiracy theorist. Also, is one of my favorite things about him. He's always questioning the government, and that just makes for a lot of really funny jokes. I don't know.
I love the running gag. One of the defining things about the Dale character, I think, is the running gag of him being seeing conspiracy everywhere in the world.
Oh yeah,
but not seeing the super obvious conspiracy that's right in front of him every day. That his wife is having an affair with John Redcorn and has been for years, and his son's not really his.
Yeah.
So Dale has a wife named Nancy. She's super hot.
Nancy Hicks Gribble. She is super
Nancy
hot.
Hicks Gribble. Shug.
She is. Yeah, Shug. She is on, the news every night doing the weather. They have a son named Joseph.
Big hair.
She's your classic, like, used to be a Texas beauty queen, big hair, hottie that he like somehow.
She is way too good for Dale.
Oh yeah, like they're only still like together for technical reasons, right?
They're only together. Well, she loves him.
She does.
I think if John Redcorn wasn't around to satify her other needs,
she stays with him for a reason. You're right,
John Redcorn.
I'll never forget that. But the whole thing is Joseph is obviously his skin tone, his pigment does not match Dale. It matches John Redcorn.
Clearly John Redcorn's kid.
Who is he's of Native American descent. And like, I don't know if we plan to talk about him very much. He's kind of an auxiliary or ancillary character.
But one of my favorite.
I love him so much.
Yeah, he's just like friend of the crew, kind of, He's a healer.
Yeah,
he's always healer.
He lives in a little camper.
Yeah.
He's in a band called, what's it called? Like Big
Mountain
Fudge Cake. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah. I love John Redcorn. John Redcorn is absolutely one of my favorite of the non-main characters.
So much.
What is
Jahan Redcorn?
Jahan Redcorn. I love the John Redcorn Peggy Hill friendship. Like that. Yeah. The Peggy Hill. Also, what's
she goes to him because she's having the headaches, and Hank thinks that he's doing the same thing to her that he is to,
but she really just does have headaches.
And he's like, I would never heal your wife the way I heal Dale's wife.
my sweet Nan.
My sweet Nan.
He's another one. He wears his emotions on his sleeve, and he's got a lot of them. He's a very
sensitive man.
He's a sensitive man.
Well, it's funny that we've gone like from the family to the alley, and now here we are with John Redcorn. It's kind of a dotted line over to John Redcorn because of Joseph. But Dale of the alley crew is the only one that like has a partner in the picture or a family, right? So that's how we got here.
So one's a playboy. One's you can't tie Boomhauer down.
No,
Bill is his own worst enemy. But Dale is holding down a job. He owns a small business. He's got a hot wife. He's theoretically got a son.
He's probably pretty happy with himself.
I mean, other than Hank, he's got his shit together the most.
Yeah.
It's just
I don't know.
funny
Boomhauer's a Texas Ranger. That's pretty good.
Because they are like they mirror each other, like Hank, Peggy, and Bobby. And then you have Dale, Nancy, Joseph. They live next door. It's like kind of the it's just so interesting because they're so very different in so many ways. But it's like,
Nancy probably and one of those close, like
Bobby
Hank,
and Joseph are best friends.
Yeah. Like it's one of those like you've been friends with these people since you were little kids.
Yes.
And it's like if Hank and Dale met today, or like when they're adults, they probably wouldn't because Dale's gonna annoy the shit out of Hank.
Oh yeah.
But
100%.
You've been friends with this person since they were a kid, and that's just who they are.
And he bought the house next door.
And you love them, and they live next door.
And they are kind of living the dream of like all your childhood friends all live together. Like
all live like on the same street.
Yeah.
And we get to hang out in the alley and drink beer at night.
Yep.
Crash each other's vacations as well, right?
Exactly. Well, let's talk a little bit more about some of the other characters. You have Luann, who moves in, who's Peggy's niece, who's probably like about 19 or 20, maybe when the show starts, who moves
She's
in
19.
with them. She's 19. Okay. When the show starts, and she has she's really come from trash. She's unfortunately like, you know,
She's
Peggy's
beget from trash. Yeah.
Peggy's brother and his wife are just trashy people, and so the Hills are really a good like positive influence for Luann. So she comes and lives with them. She's going to beauty school. She's voiced by the incredible Brittany Murphy. R.I.P.
R.I.P. You know what? We could say R.I.P. about
too many
actor
people
from the show. Sadly,
Johnny Hardwick, who voices Dale. Yeah.
Well, and both men that played the voice of John Redcorn are gone.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
Anyway, I'm sorry. I digress.
No, that's okay. So we have Luann, and then we have probably my least favorite character. Well, I don't know. It's a tie. Is Cotton Hill, which is Hank's dad.
He's truly terrible.
Tell us about him, Harold. He is really reprehensible character.
Well, can I tell you this? I've already given a shout out to my dead mother on this podcast.
Shout
Cotton
out.
Hill looks exactly like my dead dad. Like he. I hope your listeners enjoy that.
So I've seen pictures of your dad. He does.
Cotton is an old man. He has white hair. It's like buzzed down, almost like Bobby's hair length, right?
He very much looks like an old, shriveled version of Bobby. Yeah.
Yes. And he wears this amazing, I wish this was a real shirt. I would buy it in a heartbeat. He wears an amazing, like teal colored bowling shirt at all times. And he's got these short little legs. Justin, why has he got short little legs, buddy?
Well, he had his shins blown off in WW2, Harold.
That's right. That's right. And how many men did he kill?
Well, it depends on what day you ask him, but generally the answer would be around 50.
No, I don't think you said it right. Will you try that one more time?
I killed 50 men.
That's exactly right.
That's pretty good, right?
I do love Toby Huss, though.
I did not know you had that in you.
Oh, he's got his moments, but he's generally pretty terrible.
He's pretty deplorable. He's Hank's dad. So he came down really hard on Hank over the years on all different kinds of things. Like Cotton really represents this extreme version of American masculinity, like for the show. And that's somebody that like went to war and served the country and came back proud of the work they did, right? Like that kind of motif. But he's also just like, honestly, he's an asshole.
He's terrible.
He is terrible to Hank. He marries a lady named Dee Dee later in the series. They have a baby. This is how terrible he is to Hank. He names the baby Good Hank or GH for short. Yeah. That's a terrible move.
It's terrible.
And anyway, I hate him. He has very few redeeming qualities. So that's why, Amy, you mentioned Cotton, and I just like roll my eyes and like, oh my God, do we even have to?
The only thing that is redeemable to me about Cotton is that he loves Bobby no matter what.
Totally.
Which is so funny because, you know, you look at like flashbacks and like Cotton thought that Hank was this like wuss growing up in like, you know, the 60s or whatever. And he was soft and, you know, all this stuff. And then, you know, Hank kind of feels the same way about Bobby in a sense, but you see such a difference with the way Hank parents Bobby is so different than how Cotton parented him. But it's like Hank really turns out to be like the well-adjusted version of the American dream or American masculinity of that, you know, like
it's a more modern, more soft version.
Yes.
Of it. Can I endorse something that you just said about Cotton and his relationship to Bobby?
Yeah.
Do you guys remember the episode called Revenge of the Lutefisk?
Yes.
It's the episode where you know, the family goes to their United Methodist Church. For service one day, and their pastor says that he is retiring. He's going into like e-ministry or something like that. Was so like of its time, like 98 or 99 or something. But anyway, replaced with a female minister, voiced by Mary Tyler Moore, by the way.
Oh, it is. Yeah. So many.
I didn't know that until I rewatched it recently
on the show. Wow.
Yeah. I know. But anyway, what ends up happening is she brings this Scandinavian dish called lutefisk, which is made from fish, and I don't know, you put some kind of sauce on it and stuff. She brings it to a potluck, and Bobby sneaks off with it and eats the whole pan and gets sick in his stomach. And
bombs the bathroom
during the church. Yeah, he goes and like has a real bad upset tummy moment. Meanwhile, Cotton comes into the church and makes a big scene about there being a female minister.
Because he's a misogynist.
Because he's a misogynist, classic. And then he's like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. You know, the only place left where you know it's just for men or whatever. He goes in there, and Bobby's in there, you know, taking a shit. And Cotton goes, "Woo! What's been eating there, mister?" Like something like that.
Yeah.
He says, "I'm gonna take my business elsewhere." And walks out the door and leaves a book of matches, which Bobby, like, he lights it, he puts it in the trash can, and sneaks out the window, doesn't know that he's about to set the whole church on fire.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So when Bobby is stricken with so much guilt about that situation, he confesses to Cotton that he's the man with the terrible smell, as Cotton called him. And Cotton decides to take the ball for him. He was like, what are you going to cry about it, stinky? Because everyone's all going to be calling you stinky the whole rest of your life. If you admit to this, if you tell them it's called stinky. But Cotton takes the ball for him. He goes up in front of the whole congregation and says, I'm old man, I'm forgetful. I can't control myself. I don't know.
The terrible smell.
It was me. It was just a very endearing moment. Sorry,
it is his nicest moment. Yeah.
You would think, you would think with him coming down on Hank for being so soft.
I know
that he would come down on Bobby 1,000 times more because he's 1,000 times more soft than Hank. But it's like Bobby's his weak spot. Like he doesn't see the weirdness and the softness. He just loves it.
Yeah. And that's the one thing, his one redeeming quality. I also, maybe the only other Cotton episode that I like is after Peggy falls out of the plane, the skydiving accident.
Yeah.
And two-parter. And it's when GH is born, and him and Dee Dee and GH are staying with them, and she's in like the full body cast, and he
Traction or something.
In Traction, yeah. And he's being classic Cotton, like a real asshole to her, like, you know, as she's recovering and like going to physical therapy and stuff. And like she hates Cotton because of the way that he is to Hank and everything. And so there's for obvious reasons. There's such a friction between the two, but she like they have a kind of a moment at the end of the episode, and she kind of uses his like negative reinforcement to like encourage her to get better faster, so that she can dance on his grave. And it's all about him getting like this plot at the cemetery, and she crawls up the hill to dance with him on his grave.
Have you ever hated someone so much, Amy?
But that's one of the only Cotton episodes I enjoy. That and the Lutefisk.
It's pretty good.
Some other characters that join the neighborhood are the Sufanusen phones, who move in next door. This is early, right? Is this first episode? Second?
I think it's not in the first 5. I recently watched
the first
5,
season,
but it's got to be the first season. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is they're from Laos, that's right. I was gonna say Latvia, that's not right. They're from Laos, and so obviously like very fish out of water, like just very the cultural clash between them and Hank Hill. I can't stand Khan most of the time, but he does have some good one-liners.
Oh my god, I put one in the notes. Did you see?
Yeah, what did you put? Now their daughter Connie ends up being good friends.
Con does get some good insults.
He does have some good insults.
So Con hates Hank, and by the way, if you rearrange
the letters
in Con, you get Hank.
Oh, that's interesting.
Isn't that kind of a fun thing?
He's Bizarro Hank.
He's bizarro.
He's very
Hank.
materialistic. He's very self-centered.
In so
he's very
many
kiss
ways.
ass.
Yes. He's just a jerk. But he's married to men who's also just very like materialistic, and They have this sweet daughter who's named Con Jr. or Connie. And, you know, she takes the cello lessons, or is it cello or violin lessons? I can't remember.
I think it's
She does both.
Yeah, cello.
Okay.
I think she does both.
She does
Very
both
like
because then she plays fiddle in the bluegrass band later.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
And
they
she
go to
has
Kentucky.
they have very high expectations for
she's
Connie.
like the type A kid, like yeah.
Also, she's smarter than either of her parents.
Yes,
Oh,
she's
yeah.
smarter than probably everyone on the show. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's so true. But Con hates Hank as much as Hank hates Con. And that's like hate is like a very strong word. But y'all get what I mean. But Bobby is not good enough for Con's daughter. Like that's how Con feels about things. So it seems like he's always trying to come between Bobby and Con Jr. or Connie.
Gets her to break up with Bobby, or they do break up. And what does he say, Harold?
He says, better she cry now for 10 minutes than spend 45 years crying that Bobby Hill's still not getting promotion at Dirt Factory.
That is like a very good burn. That is a very good burn. Yeah. Yeah. God.
I love
do
Con.
love
He's very annoying and he revels in being annoying.
Oh,
yes.
Like he knows how much he pisses them off and he just feeds.
But you know, just like there's a lot of heart there too. Like just
he's also like not around all the time. So I feel like he doesn't overstay his welcome. Like he's not in every episode.
Yeah. Yeah. Someone who they also use just enough is Buck Strickland, who we've not even talked about. We're an hour into this episode and we've not talked about.
That's crazy.
The Strickland propane of it all, which is where Hank works. This is if Hank has 3 pillars of his personality, one of them is propane salesman.
For sure.
Assistant manager at Strickland Propane. And Buck Strickland.
Harlan location. There's 5 locations.
There's the Harlan location.
Get it right, Amy.
Buck is the founder, obviously, and was Hank's mentor, but he's a goddamn mess.
Oh,
another terrible person.
He
and
actually gambler. Like, womanizer. Having sex with whatever her name is from
Donna.
The Office. Yeah. Like
anybody.
Just a dirtbag.
So I feel like it really drives home what a terrible father Cotton must have been for Hank. Obviously just desperately wanting a father figure and sees all of these awful things about Buck. He knows he's a philanderer and a cheat and a scumbag and a chauvinist, and he's still like he's able to look past it. He's able to like compartmentalize because he wants a father figure so bad.
I know.
And
it's really
like,
sad.
For as shitty as Buck is, like imagine if it's like I'm willing to look past all that because at least he's way better than what I had.
And he is in that.
And he is.
I mean,
yeah.
He's certainly nice. I mean, he takes
and also I find
Hank
Buck
sometimes,
absolutely
but, like, he
hilarious.
is nicer.
He
is.
I get so many laughs from Buck.
I do too.
Well, yeah, he is just terrible. At least like when he's around.
Just visual. Well, there's one episode where I remember watching the other day. He had his shirt off, and you just see like on his chest, like where he's had the big, like the
had a lot of
triple bypass or something.
Yeah,
a lot of infarctions, Harold.
Yeah,
yeah. I remember he bought Sugarfoots and became that's the rib.
See, that's one of my favorite episodes. I think is when Hank accidentally smokes pot at the kid's apartment,
and the girl they find the girl dead.
The girl? You mean Debbie Grund?
Debbie is right. Debbie Grund.
And Hank, you say Buck's really nice to Hank, but he does try to frame him for murder in that episode.
He does.
And he definitely fired him at the end of season 2 or something?
Yeah. He's not great, but he is somehow better than Cotton. Can you give us, Justin, your best Buck Strickland? I know you have a line that you jotted down.
A specific Buck Strickland line that I enjoy doing?
Well, it's in the notes.
Okay. Well, let me back up from the mic because you got to kind of yell it to really get the Buck Strickland of it all, right? Because he's very... I was reading and it made total sense that he was basically modeled in how he looks and acts on Lyndon Johnson.
Oh, that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
That's the most Texas thing ever.
Yeah.
So, okay, my favorite Buck Strickland line is, Miss Liz, 2 hot toddies!
the episode when, because Miss Liz is his wife, and I like the episode
where she seduces Hank.
She seduces Hank. He like goes over to like
She puts him in those shorts.
Yes.
She's like, the new assistant. These short shorts.
Oh my god.
The rest of the Strickland propane crew is,
You got Joe Jack.
That's
Joe
I
Jack.
felt my shock remove, honey. Like, I love Joe Jack. You gotta make a
I love
basket with your
these
shirt,
like
honey.
these very minor characters, like the crew at Strickland, Joe Jack and Enrique and Donna and all that, and then like all the people at Tom Landry Middle School where Bobby and Joseph and Connie go.
The principal,
all the principal,
his hands are always tied.
The teachers and
that they
like the
clearly
other
grew up
kids.
with.
Like Dooley and Clark. Like honestly, some of my biggest laughs are from like these little like
see your mom's boobs.
like Dooley just very plainly saying the obvious thing that just happened that you're very well aware of. I love it.
They kind of remind
You're dead. In Spanish, please. Tú es muerto.
In Spanish, please. They kind of remind me a little bit of On Bob's Burgers. Who are the girls that just in that they're like those kind of like side characters that get some of the
like the kids, the group of kids on Bob's Burgers. It's kind of Bob's Burgers are maybe more a little defined though. You see more of them. You
see more of them for sure, but they kind of the same thing where like they're in it very little, but God, when they are.
Oh, can we mention Lucky?
I was just gonna say we got to mention Lucky.
We got to mention Lucky. He came on later in the show, but my favorite thing about Lucky is that they picked out of any person in the world. They picked Tom Petty to voice Lucky for several seasons. And that's just incredible.
It's not often that a show has a new character that gets introduced, like, I don't know when he comes along, like 9 or 10 seasons in.
It's been a month,
and it's actually like a really positive addition to the crew.
Such
like
a good person. Like he's a good-hearted. He's so good for Luann. He ends up marrying Luann. He's got that one tooth that sticks out.
A little bit long.
It's a little bit long and it sticks out. And he has been living on a settlement for like decades.
PP money.
He slipped on some PP at Costco. He's got some PP money. And Luann falls in love with him, but he's so good to Luann. Like, of course they're like, oh my God, they end up having a baby, and it is great. You had mentioned Harold, and I had forgotten that he calls Hank Uncle Hank, like from the get-go, basically. Which Hank, of course, hates.
He's in that wheelchair, and Luann's hugging Hank, and he's like, "Get over here, Uncle Hank. I can't reach you. Give me a leg." He's in a wheelchair.
The fact that both Tom Petty and Brittany Murphy are no longer with us to voice that couple,
it's terrible.
Truly breaks my heart because I love them to get, Luann is a much bigger part of the show in the earlier seasons, and then she kind of just pops in a little bit. But her relationship with Lucky and adding Lucky in, who actually, I always forget that Lucky is introduced in that episode where Khan decides to go redneck and starts hanging out with like all those other guys. And that's actually how Lucky gets hooked up with them.
And his big trunk. About that. I'm so glad you reminded me of that. It's got to be one of my favorite episodes.
Yeah. And just speaking of real quickly, like we kind of mentioned before, they get some real heavy hitters to do some of the voice act, like guest spots on this show. Brad Pitt, Matthew McConaughey, Jennifer Aniston, Meryl Streep, Snoop Dogg, Willie Nelson, plus like a million other country stars.
Sally Field.
How has no one said Chuck Mangione?
Chuck Mangione
himself.
Living in the Megalomart.
I love that before he was on the show, it was a gag.
Yeah.
Yes.
ZZ Top.
ZZ Top is,
apparently Hank's cousin.
Yes, we could go on and on and on. So many. Sarah Michelle Gellar, Laura Prepon. There's just a million voices. But it was one of those shows where like everybody, it was like The Simpsons where everyone wanted to be on it. Because it was
Mrs.
so great.
Cunningham from Happy Days, whatever her name is. I think
she was Mrs. Wakefield.
Mrs. Wakefield, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, Michael Keaton.
Oh, yeah.
Pygmalion.
Oh, yes. Oh, man.
Sorry, I'm getting on one.
Jeff Goldblum is in.
Jeff Goldblum is the scam.
He's the scam. Yes.
Guy.
Yes. Well, we have talked a lot about. I mean, there's a lot. We could do 3 parts of this episode, and we just don't have the time for it. We haven't even said Rusty Shackelford's name.
Oh my!
Or mentioned Pocket Sand. But we are gonna move. We're gonna move on to. Each of us came up with the top 5 favorite episodes of King of the Hill, which was nearly impossible because there's like 200 episodes of the show. But Harold, as our guest, please go first and tell us briefly your top 5.
Okay.
Give us a 1-sentence plot.
Okay. Here's the 5 that I came up with. And honestly, if I did this today, if I did it tomorrow, I probably would come up with something else. And I don't even know what order these would be in, but these are the 5 that I thought of. Okay. And this first one I'm going to mention might truly be my favorite episode, but I'm talking about the classic one called A Beer Can Named Desire.
Yes.
And this is a rare one because you have this A plot and you have a B plot. And the A plot to me is not as interesting as the B plot in this.
But I do love the A plot.
I love it. I loved it all the way around.
But yes,
the A plot is such like, man, that's like a sitcom trope.
Totally.
Like one of the characters getting a chance to do something like in front of a crowd at a sporting event. You know,
totally.
And, like that's. But then the other, the B plot is really where that episode shines.
So what happens in this episode is Hank gets an opportunity to travel to New Orleans to throw a football through an Alamo beer can. It's like, I don't know, probably 10 feet tall or something with a hole in it that's just big enough for a football to pass through. And if he throws it and goes in the hole, during halftime at this football game, then he's going to win $1 million. But he also has the shot to let Don Meredith, whoever the hell that is, he apparently voiced himself. I don't know anything about
famous
anything.
Former Cowboys. Yeah.
But he could throw it, and if he got it, then Hank would win $100,000. So the whole episode, Hank's going back and forth. Should I do it? He practices just in case. Blah 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 blah. But the B plot. What happens is Bill decides, like, hey, can me and the guys come with you? And they're like, and Hank's like, sure, begrudgingly. Yeah. And when he's like, I've actually got some family that lives in New Orleans because I grew up there till I was 6. Could we see my family? And Hank begrudgingly is like, I know that we can. So then you have this really weird subplot of Bill meeting up with his cousin Gilbert, Delta Reeve, who has that like classic New Orleans.
How long have you been sitting there?
35 years.
That's maybe actually my favorite line in the entire show.
It's so good. And anyway, he talks like that. He says something like, my wife says I creep like the kudzu that's slowly overtaking our city, or something like that. Something like that. He just has that way of speaking. And
what's one of my favorites is this November weather gives me the horribles.
Yes, this humid November weather.
But my favorite thing about that, now there's this weird thing that's happening where like there's some of Bill's cousins or wives of his
Bill is having the best
that are trying
time
to
of
have
his
sex
life.
with him.
Yeah,
and
Bill has
one of them is his blood relation cousin,
but he doesn't. Right,
and he doesn't seem to care. That's happening. But my favorite thing is what's happening to Bobby, the impressionable Bobby. He is seeing Gilbert and all his fancy duds strolling around, leading into a room with a shoulder, throwing his head back and talking
and
like
Bobby
that.
Is
and
like,
Bobby's
this
just like, this is my new personality. I think I'll give room service a jangle and see if they can send up some etouffee. What's
I think I need a window seat because this flower is a wilted.
It's
Yeah.
just so good.
He's
So
a good
okay,
one.
I won't spend
Okay.
as long talking about the other ones. I know we got to like wrap this up, but
Yeah.
the other ones on my list, I've got Halloween, which is
Mhm.
just a 10 out of 10 Halloween episode
Yeah.
about Hank wanting to have a really good scare, like a
Mhm.
haunted house kind of thing at the school, and a really like religious person that's very against the idea, trying to
Mhm.
shut it down while also trying to radicalize Luann, the impressionable Luann,
Yes.
into basically becoming like the same kind of Christian.
Mhm.
Very funny episode. The third one on here I've already mentioned, Revenge
Yep.
of the Lutefisk.
That's a good
And
one.
my fourth and fifth one I put together as two separate episodes, but it's a cliffhanger. It's like a I don't remember which season, 1 or 2 probably,
I think it's
where Buck has to shut down one of his 5 Strickland propane locations, and he picks Arlen. So that means that Hank ends up getting a job at
It's because
Megalomart selling
Megalomart has started
propane.
selling propane and they're putting them out of business.
You're exactly right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's funny is that Luann was also trying to get that job. And
From her
before Hank had
boyfriend.
even thought about it.
Yeah.
And anyway, what happens is Hank, he said something, Amy. He said something like to Luann, he said, why don't you just go on down to hell and work for the devil?
Yeah.
It's just so funny. But anyway, what ends up happening in that episode is that there's a mysterious explosion during a Chuck Mangione concert. And Hank and Luann are
ruin with the kazoos.
yeah.
They try to ruin the Chuck Mangione concert with the kazoo.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
So that kind of like that blows up.
Yeah.
And like the season just like ends.
Yeah.
And when the season comes back, you got Propane Boom 2, Death of a Propane Salesman. You find out, unfortunately, there was a casualty. And this is a really semi-important character in the first couple of seasons that named Buckley, who's an idiot that works at Megalomart and
Is
dates
dating
Luann. Yeah. Buckley, unfortunately, has died in the explosion. And meanwhile,
all of Luann's hair is blown off.
Luann's hair is gone. That's right. So she does, and then she takes this extreme turn where she kind of becomes like basically like a caricature of Sinead O'Connor in the 90s.
She's going through it.
Yeah, where she's just trying to get like everything shut down. So anyway, those are the 5 episodes that I wrote down. I know I've kind of flew through some of those at the end, but I want to leave time to hear about y'all's favorite episodes.
Justin, do you want to go or should I go next?
I think you should go next.
Oh, why, thank you. Well,
Oh,
I'm
you're
going to go.
welcome.
I put these in order 5 to 1. So I'm going to go. I'm going to do a countdown. So my number 5 is a later episode actually called Strangeness on a Train, which is a later season episode where they do a murder mystery thing on a train for Peggy's birthday. And it's all like 70s.
Yeah, that's a good one.
The murder mystery gets ruined like immediately, but they're all just stuck on this train, and like because they're going through like another state or something, they can't have alcohol or anything. Anyway, there ends up being a mystery of who was forking in the bathroom. And so there ends up being a mystery on the train. It's just a fun episode.
And everybody gets involved on that.
And
like,
everybody gets involved.
So
there's a big mystery anyway. My number 4 is Queasy Rider, which is the one where they get the motorcycle and they go up to what's it called? The big like
they go to like South Dakota or something, right?
Sturgill. Thank you. Where they go to Sturgill, and Sturgis.
Not Sturgill Simpson.
Not Sturgis Simpson.
No,
they go up to
Sturgis Simpson.
They go up to Sturgis, and Hank doesn't want to let Peggy drive the motorcycle, but he breaks his glasses and she has to drive it on the way back. Just and like Scott and I.
Why does he not want to
Disney?
Ride? Why does he want?
Because he doesn't want to ride on the bitch seat. Yeah, he doesn't want to ride on the bitch seat because his masculinity.
The bitch seat.
They're calling it the bitch seat. That's a great one. Number 3 is one of my favorite Peggy episodes, and it's Peggy's Fanfare, and it's the season 4 or 5 finale where they go to the National State Fair. to see all of the country music stars, and
I think they literally go to CMA Fest or something, right?
No, it's a state fair. It's
Oh,
like
okay,
the Nashville, the Nashville like fair or whatever. And she's just really pegging it up. She's like taking control of the trip, just doing her Peggy thing. But she's really excited because prior to the trip, she deems herself a songwriter because she wrote a song. She wrote lyrics to a song, and she sent it to like every country artist you can imagine. And she got a letter back from Randy Travis's lawyer. And so she's like, Randy Travis has read my song. Well, she gets there and she realizes that Randy Travis stole her song, and she's being real peggy about it, and nobody believes her, but he really did steal her song and her whole
He sings it at the end, doesn't he?
He sings it at the end. And there's the whole thing with the Bobby and the Brooks and Dunn and the Brown Betty. It's just a good one. Lots of fun cameos in that one. My number 2 is a beer can named Desire, which you just talked about. And then my number 1, because of the story and because of the vibes, it is a Thanksgiving episode. It's called Happy Hanksgiving, where the whole crew ends up stuck in the Dallas-Fort Worth airport for all of Thanksgiving. And it's
because
like
of turkey, right?
Because it's because of the weather. It's raining.
No, I said Hank has a
he has the smoked turkey that they blow up because they think it's a bomb. And he brings the like tiny propane canister that he has to lock up.
And he's checking in,
they
and
let that lady take
the guy's like, has your luggage been in your sight the whole time? He's like, well, not every second of the day. He's like, yeah, but generally you've been in eyesight of your luggage. Well, no, I turned around for a while.
Yeah.
Just for a moment, I heard time, and then it's like, oh my god, we go through this whole thing, and it's like, yeah, okay, fine, give me your luggage.
Yeah.
And he's like, that. Then it turns out he's got to check he's like, nope, and just this can of propane. And the guy's like, oh, damn it. Says, don't worry, that was in my sight the whole time.
It's just, it's great. And there's something that they really like when it's fall in Arlen, the way they paint the sky and the backgrounds.
I'm glad you mentioned it.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite things. And
you don't see it too often.
Yeah, you don't see it too often. And it does like get cold, obviously, like Christmas, but like for the most part, they're wearing the same outfits, but they do like wear coats and stuff in the fall and winter.
It's nice to see them in their fall coats.
In their fall coats.
With the leaves off the tree.
So it's an all-timer. It's a very comforting episode. But I will say a couple of honorable mentions. I talked about Cotton's Plot. You talked about Revenge of Lutefisk. Megalodale, where Dale gets the exterminating job at Megalomart, and Chuck Mangione's living in Megalomart. And then Naked Ambition, which we mentioned earlier, which is where Boomhauer floats down the river and ends up at the mental hospital.
Guys, I'm gonna watch Naked Ambition after this.
Yeah, that's and Dale goes to get him out and ends up in there because he's talking crazy shit because he's Dale. It's a good one. Yeah.
That's a great list, Amy.
Yeah, they're just like all like they're all just really, really funny ones. Like whenever I do a rewatch, I'm like always get excited when those come up.
I'm so glad you mentioned Peggy's Fanfare in particular, not just because I live in Nashville, but because like as long as we've been friends, I feel like you and I mentioned that episode more than any
If
other
we are
episode.
in an antique store and one of us sees a Randy Travis cassette tape, I go, "Still Peggy Hill song." Every
Yeah.
It's like when you see an owl and you said an owl killed Kathleen Peterson. It's kind of
an owl killed Kathleen Peterson.
An owl did. That is true. But I can't help myself. I now have a personal vendetta against Randy Travis because he stole Peggy Hill's song. Oh God.
Justin, all right, Justin, what you got?
All right. Well, these are in no particular order, and there is some crossover. And I do have a couple honorable mentions, but I forgot to put them in here, so I'll just wing it. The first one I had was the Witches of East Arlen, which is when Bobby falls in with this group of like 20, 30 something year old, like the absolute dorkiest losers. The main one is voiced by the wonderful David Cross. And they are kind of like doing this just goofy, like
this was such a random episode for you to put in here.
I know. Well, I really like it, and I really like how I feel like Hank's able to ground Bobby in this. And it does include one of my favorite lines which is when Hank is trying to get persuade Bobby to not hang out with the head male witch warlock, I guess. He says that's the kind of guy that's going to live with his mother until she dies, and then probably for a couple of weeks after.
That's good. I forgot
that is good.
I love that. And yeah, they try to get him to drink the dog's blood.
Yeah.
Oh God.
I had a couple that have already been mentioned. Halloween, I think, is just like, I love that episode. I love the animation. Yeah. It feels like fall. It feels like Halloween. I wish they did more Halloween episodes. They did a lot of Thanksgiving. They did a lot of Christmas.
Yeah.
But not much in the way of Halloween. And this is just like a top tier episode. And it came out like the first season. And then they never really did much of another one.
Yeah.
So I just love that episode. A Beer Can Named Desire goes without saying. Yeah. That one
all three of us had that one. That's
Happy Thanksgiving. I also had on mine.
Yes.
I love the vibes. I love the airport story.
Yes.
I love the holidayness of it, and I love the ending, the togetherness of everyone just like being stranded at the airport. On
also
Thanksgiving.
Dale asking John Redcorn if his people celebrate Thanksgiving, and he goes, "We did once." Is so fucking funny. Oh God damn it!
It's so smart. That's a very good joke.
Smart. It's
and then I also had a Firefighting We Will Go on my list. Which
I rewatched that one today, Justin.
I did too.
Oh,
when they the four of them become volunteer firefighters, and it's essentially just like a Three Stooges spec script that they made into a King of the Hill episode. Much so that they do the Three Stooges music at the very end as they're all walking away, because it's basically them. It's kind of structured like a Three Stooges movie. They become firefighters, the firehouse burns down, and it's them being interrogated, and you're getting each of their stories, their versions of the stories of what happened leading up to the firehouse burning down. And it's just wonderful, and it's like slapstick, and it's just very funny. And one of my
it's a really good
favorite,
like Hank and the Gang.
It's like them just getting in a misadventure. And it's got one of my, like, I think the best. They use the Boomhauer gag of not being able to understand what he's saying. They get a lot of use out of that, and they do a lot of different things. With it. But this is like my favorite one when you hear the story from Boomhauer's point of view, and from his perspective, everyone else is talking like him and doing the dang mumbling, and he's speaking perfectly clear. He's like, "Guys, please, I'm trying to read this magazine article. Dang it, Hank." I just love that. It's like a little thing, but it's so smart, and it's just they kept coming up with new ways to get a laugh out of that gag.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna be one note, it better be funny.
As I listened to that description of that episode, I have to be honest, I don't remember it that well. I need to revisit that one. I can envision it, but it does remind me that one thing I really love about this show, this is especially true on the front end of all the episodes of all the seasons, is that it's a cartoon, but it just as well could have been a live action sitcom. The characters in this cartoon show do not behave like traditional cartoons. When Fred Flintstone slams his hand in the door, his hand grows and throbs, and you see this huge fingers. That kind of stuff doesn't happen in King of the Hill.
He drives his car with his feet, for God's sakes.
That's true too. This is
rooted in reality.
Yeah, well, I think it is, at least for a while. I think that when folks like Seth MacFarlane started to have shows that got popular, I think that there were probably some pressure on the producers to get a little sillier, and I think that's why some of the later seasons are not as like regaled as those, maybe let's say the first half of it. But like, we mentioned the Mrs. Wakefield episode. If you look online for 5 seconds to see what people think about that episode, Everybody in the world hates that episode except for me, I think.
I like that
That's
episode.
how it feels sometimes. And it's just about an old lady who used to live in the Hills house that
she wants to die in their house. It's so funny to me.
Yeah.
Like, it's like a little horror movie. Like,
It is.
she wants to die in their house. They like leave. They like go out on a date, and Bobby's there, and she's like at the window. She's like, "Let me in, Bobby." She just wants to die. It's a Christmas episode.
Yeah, it's is. Oh wow,
yeah.
maybe one of the only Christmas episodes we really talked about. But
yeah,
like that's just an example. The Pygmalion one I've mentioned in passing is another one.
Some of them are very like get a little weird.
It's a little blue, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, I just wanted to share that thought because I think that is unique to King of the Hill. I don't think there's a lot of shows, like even a show like we mentioned The Simpsons, we mentioned South Park. It really does feel like those shows have to be cartoons. With King of the Hill, most of the time, I don't think it has to be a cartoon.
Yeah, most of the time it's not. It's very real. And just before we wrap up, we'll just mention briefly, like obviously this ended in 2009, right when Harold started watching it.
Right around then, yep.
After many years of kind of scuttlebutt and speculation about it, Hulu did actually confirm a revival in 2023, and the 14th season of King of the Hill aired last August with 10 episodes, I believe. And
so good.
They did a time jump. Bobby is an adult. And the second season, the second new season, season 15, is airing next week. Starts next week.
Can't wait.
So, and I'm
waiting for that check, Disney.
It is it is great. We're just doing free marketing for them. So everybody go check out.
There, you got your plug. Give me my money.
King of the Hill on Hulu, July 20th. And you know what? We didn't even put that together when we chose this episode topic.
No, we didn't.
Really thought
we realized it today.
We were doing it. Yeah.
Nope. I realized
we
it
had a
today.
slot in the summer where we needed to
and
find
it just
an
feels
episode,
like a
and we were
summer
like, King
show
of the Hill.
for the most
That
part.
feels like a summery show.
Yeah. And then
uh,
today I was like, man, is that new season coming out soon? And I looked and I'm like, on Monday, next Monday.
like 3 days after this episode drops.
Yeah.
So go watch it because it's really, really fucking good. At
it
least
is really good.
The first revival season last year was
Yes.
really good.
So good.
Like as far as those go, there's a lot of bad ones. That's one of the best I've seen.
I mean, really, after like
totally.
the first episode where you got to kind of get to know where everybody's been and what everybody's been doing, like, which is a good episode. But after that, it's like,
yeah, like
it's
Hank
really
and
good.
Peggy are retired. They've been traveling around the world for a period of time.
And
I honestly need to rewatch it.
Yeah. And Bobby's a chef and he reconnects with Connie as an adult.
Who's in college.
Yeah. It's great. It's really good. I'm excited to see what they do this new season. So, Justin, do you want to give us some plugs and we'll wrap it up? It's one of our longest
I'll just
episodes
plug it
we've had
up
in a
real
while.
quick. Give us a follow on Instagram at Cool Kids Club Pod. Follow us on Blue Sky, right? Same
Threads,
handle. Yep. Threads, all that good stuff. Facebook, Spotify, Apple. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
we
wherever you found this episode, find all.
Brian
the,
Hey
all
Guys
the
Wakefield,
100...
thank you, buddy.
Yes, Brian Hey Guys Wakefield, as always. Check him out at brianwakefieldmusic.com. And thank you to our wonderful guest today, Harold. Thank you for coming and talking to us. Finally, we could have done a whole 4-part series probably on King of the... I feel like we didn't even scratch the surface, but I'm glad that we got to talk to you about one of all of our favorite shows ever and get just pumped for the new season.
Yeah. Thank you all so much for having me. This has been a ton of fun. It's super meaningful to come and do this first podcast I've ever done. It was just a ton of fun. I just feel like I could squeeze right through the screen and be right between America's favorite siblings right now.
Well, and next week you will be.
You'll be able to physically squeeze between us if you want to.
Betwixt us. We'll have to get a picture and put it on social media next week when you're in town.
Yeah, we'll do that. I'll make sure to wear my King of the Hill shirt for that.
Absolutely. Sounds good. All right. Well, Harold, do you have anything you'd like to tell the listeners to do until next time?
Stay cool, I'll tell you what.